Come on. There he is. Yes, 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 yes.
Yo, what's poppin', Team Dink? As you can see, I'm standing in the woods. Well, behind me, there is a stretch of stream, and I am going to be chasing whatever bites today with my ultralight. Honestly, there's numerous species that I could potentially catch. I would say the most likely would be like creek chub, brown trout, maybe even a steelhead. That'd be crazy. Never caught one of those in my life, so that'd be wild. I'm starting with Ultralight, my little float rig. It's got that little 1/80th ounce mule jig on it underneath a float. Man, you can't go wrong. I'm gonna put a little Berkeley honeyworm on there. It's gonna get juicy. It's gonna get juicy. Okay, that's enough yipping yapping. Let's start casting blasting. Let's go.
All right, let's rig up a red honeyworm. Okay, we're all rigged up. Let's go catch a fish. This is my system for any of you guys who wonder. That's my camera gear, and then I just bring a little bit of gear with me, and it all fits nicely in this little Daiwa backpack. There we go. This spot looked promising, but it was a flop this time. The only time I've ever explored this place, it was extremely high, and now this time I'm exploring it and it seems like it's actually a little low. I like my chances today. The water looks really good here. All right, here's another Ethan scenario. Why I do this to myself all the time, I don't know. Okay, don't do this at home, people. Trust me. The adventures I put myself through just to get jigs back, it's unbelievable. This is my jig poking stick. Haha, it worked. Okay, well there's one win for the day. Have I caught a fish? No, but at least I got my jig back. Celebrate the small stuff, people, I'm telling you. If I don't improve my fishing skills today, the bare minimum, I'm gonna improve my stability. Excellent, I did it. I don't know why I always do this stupid stuff. I was reaching down there trying to get my jig, and of course, somehow I managed to take one of the pieces off of my 4-piece rod. So now, in that, 4-foot pool of water, I've got my rod tip and my jig. So your boy's probably gonna have to get a little wet today, which is gonna be wonderful. I'm an idiot. I'm a very stupid person sometimes. I always thought I was smart, and then I started recording myself fish. I just gotta get my rod tip back. I don't care about my jig. It is what it is. Well, I got the rod tip back. Come on, jig. Broke the jig. That was a total pain in the butt. I got my float and I got my rod tip. Sure, I lost my jig, but I'll tell you what, I'll consider this a win. So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and rig up one of my ultimate confidence baits for pretty much anything, and that is a 1-inch gulp minnow on a 1/64th ounce mule jig. My buddy John requested that I show you guys how to rig up one of these exactly how I do. It's pretty simple to do. I'll show you right now. So first and foremost, you're gonna stick your hands in that slop to get yourself a gulp minnow. Step 2 is to smell your finger. Ugh. And then you basically just thread it on there just the same as you would with any other plastic. But you want to make sure that hook is towards the top of the nose, and then just keep it extremely straight and just come straight out the back the same length as the shank of the hook. And then what you're going to want to do is kind of squeeze that plastic and push it up and over that, and there you have it. The perfect rig. And I tell you what, making sure that it's nice and straight is absolutely key. But then the thing is, because it's got that keeper, this thing's going nowhere until this thing falls apart because you've caught so many fish. You're good to go with this. I've fished some really good looking pools. I think one of the biggest problems is the fact that they probably get a good amount of pressure. Oh no. I fished hard today, just not working. It's just one of those days, Positive attitude. Break the stick, not my line. Break the stick, not my line. I'm going back to my car. I got to regroup and figure out what I want to do next. What time is it? 3:19. Hey, look, that's my lucky number. That's my birthday.
Okay, I left that last location, I re-rigged, and here we are at a new spot. I've only fished here like once or twice. I do think it has some pretty good potential for creek chubs. Regardless, I wanted to spend most of my time today checking out different bodies of water that I'm not really used to. For me as an angler, I get super bored with fishing the same spot over and over and over again, so I'm always trying to find new spots. I don't know, I just think it's fun. I rigged up the same thing that I started with, and I'm really hopeful that the creek chubs are willing to play. Let's get started.
Oh, there's a bite. Got him. Yes, 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 yes. Dude, I have worked so hard today, and thankfully this tiny little creek pays off for this little chub. Man, he's freezing cold. Really pretty looking fish though. He's got little black dots on him. I'm not sure if that's a little parasite or what. Okay, let's just get this guy right back to the water. See, buddy, I've been out here busting my butt, hiking through a bunch of brush, and it's just, that was literally the first bite I've got all day. And you can see, this is a very, very narrow, shallow creek. I'm standing in like 4 inches of water. That fish was probably sitting in a whopping like 9 inches of water. Fishing for creek chubs is certainly not for everybody, but I tell you what, finding a little ecosystem like this is just super cool. You know, I'm in the middle of town and it's just this tiny waterway, and the fact that fish live in here, I mean, it's just wild to me. Bite. Got him. Yes, 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 yes. Just another little one. Wet my hands. Oh, wow. It's one of the smallest ones of the season. I'm just, honestly, I know that I'm like, I sound just tired because I am tired, man. I've been working my tail off today. I'm also trying to stay somewhat quiet and stealthy because there might be more fish in this little pool. Get back in there. Creek chubs live in the weirdest places, man. You can catch them in such strange little spots. I wish I had places like this to catch bass. That'd be wild. There he is. Oh, I yanked like a crazy man. There's a bite. Got him. There we go. Yes. Guys, it's hilarious. You know, you can go all day without a dang bite. You find one little pool and you can all of a sudden turn that day around. I think ultimately what today's lesson is, you gotta have persistence. You gotta keep working hard. If you give up too easily, you're simply not gonna catch fish. Might be a small little creek chub, but I tell you what, fishing a water body like this, it's wild. It's so unique. All right, see you, buddy. These creek chubs are biting extremely lightly. All of a sudden, I'll just see my bobber just flick once or twice, and I just got to set it because it seems like the creek chubs just kind of suck it in, and they don't necessarily move with it very much. So you'll just see a slight tick in that bobber. It's not necessarily going to go under every time. Here and there it might, but overall, a lot of times it's just dink. You know what? I might be exhausted, but I'm super thrilled right now. I'm walking in a creek that's literally 10 feet wide and about 6 inches deep in most places. The fact that there's actually fish living in something like this is crazy to me. Now, I came out here before and I've caught creek chubs here before. One of the times I came here, I saw a bunch of these big old sucker fish. I think they were white suckers, maybe hognose suckers, not entirely sure, but ultimately this little ecosystem right here is just so interesting to me. I don't have a ton more time to fish, but I am gonna keep going upstream just a little bit. Man, I tell you what though, this spot right here totally saved my day. I'm so thankful that I came here. I can't help but notice something. Take a look at this. Is it just me or do cattails look like giant corn dogs? I kind of want to try it, but I also think it might be gross. Why did I do that? I have no idea why I did that. I'm kind of loopy right now. I've been outside all day. I've been trying to catch fish and I finally just caught some creek chubs. Here's my words of wisdom for you. Don't bite into a cattail. It doesn't taste like a corn dog. All right, I should probably get back to fishing because I'm losing my mind. Let's go. I've literally got like this cattail stuff all over me now. I thought it would be funny to bite into it like a corn dog, but I'm quickly regretting that. Plus there's like fuzzies all up in my mouth. You know, sometimes I try to do stuff to make people laugh. That was one of those times where it's like, yes, it probably made someone laugh, but I don't think it was worth it. Anyways, let's keep moving upstream here. I feel like after putting myself through that misery, I probably owe myself an actual corn dog. I think all the creek chubs got spooked out of this pool. Yeah, it's such a minimal difference. I would have to guess this at about 20 inches deep in the middle, but that's enough to hold those creek chubs. That current kind of comes over some rocks and whatnot, and it just forms a little recession in the bottom. But that's enough just to hold these little creek chubs. Oh, Lord. Yeah, dang it. Well, that was stupid. I got 2 muck boots full of water now. My feet are freezing cold now. That's definitely going to shorten my fishing trip. Okay, watch this. Why? Today has been an absolute cluster. Okay, you ready for this? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if a creek chub swam out of my muck boot right now. You know, between the whole corn dog thing and then stepping in the water and just completely submerging my muck boots, I'm a doofus. There's no other words for me. I'm a doofus. Feel free to comment, hey Ethan, you're a doofus. That's fine, I don't mind. There's a fish. Oh, I'm all wrapped around a tree. I'm wrapped around a tree. You see this? The creek chub is literally hanging from the tree. Oh my gosh. My line is just barely wrapped around a tiny limb. And of course, that's enough to hold this creek chub up. Come on. Of course, I lost the creek chub. Stupid tree limb. There was just like a tiny bit of my fishing line. I'm trying to be somewhat quiet here because this pool right here is where I just had that fish. One tiny little tree limb. It's super strong though. That was enough to hold my line on there. Now I've got all sorts of a mess. Man, I tell you what, today has been a little bit of a pain in the butt. What the heck is going on? I've got a knot around my bobber. I'm just gonna YOLO it. Yeah, I know no one says YOLO anymore, but I'm YOLOing. All the kids are gonna make fun of me. YOLO? That's like from 2000 and... I don't even know what it's from, honestly. It's been so long since YOLO was a thing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with it today. We are fishing YOLO style. There's a major tangle on my line. If I catch a giant creek chub, it'll probably snap me off. The good news is I am the dink master. I don't catch giant anythings. I probably spooked everything out of this pool. One more creek chub, come on. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I had so much slack line in the water, stupid. I've never seen my bobber go under that much from a creek chub. Oh yeah, yeah. That's a creek chub. Yes, baby, yes, baby. Wet my hands. Like I said in the last time I fished for these things, try to take good care of them. Even though they're what some people would consider, I don't know, a trash fish or something, I still want to take good care of them. Man, that's awesome. This ecosystem, just, I cannot get over how fun this is. I don't care what you fish for. When you fish in a place like this, it's a blast. Any more in there? Come on. There he is. Yes. All right. This day went from a whole lot of nothing to a whole lot of creek chubs. Just chubbing it up right now, man.
All right, I tell you what, I have been working my tail off all day. I've been out here in the cold, I've been chasing fish, I've been hiking through brush, and fortunately it all paid off with the good old creek chubs. I swear, man, I was just a clown today. I was breaking stuff off, filling my muck boots with water, eating fake corn dogs. Dude, it was just a weird day. I feel accomplished, but I also feel like a total goon. Anyways, I guess my point is I'm going home a happy camper, but man, today was an interesting day. But that's just kind of this time of year, man. This time of year, I'm always struggling to find fish, so I'll work my tail off and I'll just fish for whatever. If I gotta catch creek chubs, man, I'm gonna catch creek chubs because I gotta catch something. Okay, I'm gonna take these cold, wet socks off and I am gonna drive home with the heater on blast. It's gonna be wonderful. We'll catch you next time.